Hey guys, so the Milwaukee Brewers are, in a place right now where they're actually, competing for the top of the division in the NL Central, and they're pretty solid all the way through, and the division is wide open. But they have, to me, there's a glaring hole, and it's one of the corner outfield positions, third base, a little bit of first base, but not really too much with Daniel Vogel back there. But third base, I think, is wide open, and they need to make an upgrade there, even if it's temporary. So I have a logical trade fit or partner for them, and it's the Texas Rangers. And to me, this trade kind of addresses needs on both sides, and I think is a good value trade. This is not a super duper flashy trade, but the Brewers don't need to make a super duper flashy trade, and they've already made their big moves. I think at this point, with Wong, and you've got Bradley there, and you've got Yelich, and you've got Kane, and you've got a pretty strong offense. You've got a pretty strong starting rotation with depth. You got a bullpen with crazy depth. So, they could deal from a position of excess in a certain area to address a hole that they have. And just like most teams would do, dealing from surplus to address an area of deficit. So it's just common sense. So this particular trade proposal, I want to know what you think. So I have the Milwaukee Brewers sending Hedbert Perez, who's their number 3 prospect, who's an outfielder. Aaron Ashby, who's a number 6 prospect, a left-handed pitcher. And Freddie Peralta, who's one of their major league starters, but he's like their number 4 starter, maybe their number 5. So solid, he's got controllable years and whatnot. He's not at the very top, but he's a valuable piece, a controllable piece, but they can afford to move him, with pitching depth that they have in the minors. And they can also get some pitching prospects back in this trade. So I have them guys going to Texas for Charlie Culbertson is one of their starting third baseman over in Texas. Their number 1 prospect is a third baseman, so he could come in. He's pretty much MLB ready in 2021. So Culbertson has got a low salary. He can come in and be a major upgrade at third base for the Milwaukee Brewers, and the Texas Rangers can call up. They can call up their top prospect, so to supplant them at third base, so they can make a trade somewhere else and bring in a third baseman or sign, a free agent who still might be out there just for depth and whatnot. But this to me makes sense. Culbertson going over to Milwaukee, as well as Cole Winn, who's their number 3 prospect, a right-handed pitcher, restocking the pitching prospect depth. Okay, and Sharton Apostle. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that right, but he's a third base / first baseman. He's a multi-positional infielder. Which gives Milwaukee some versatility as well. And he's their number 10 prospect. So, again, I have 3 prospects, 2 prospects and a major leaguer from both teams crossing over. Okay? So, and again, the Milwaukee Brewers are dealing from rotation surplus. The Texas Rangers are dealing from positional surplus. Okay? I think they'll move Joey Gallo at some point. But with him being a first base outfielder, he doesn't seem to be a fit for the Brewers because they've got, Vogel back at first. They've got that side kind of covered. So he seems to be a fit on another team. Maybe the Angels, and with Pujols moving on after the season. So, but I don't know. They're in the same division. It's gonna cost probably a prohibitively high package, and the Angels generally don't do big trade expenditures. They do big free agent expenditures. And I can see them making a big free agent expenditure this offseason for a shortstop who I know they brought in Iglesias, but there's some superstar shortstop that are going to be available. And it just seems to be, it would be a huge upgrade. And they're one of the teams that has a glaring need, and they need another elite bat to get them over the top. They need a pitcher as well. So, I think they should sign a starter, obviously, this offseason. But one of the superstar shortstops, I think, would be a good idea to add to that lineup to really, really put them in a position to capitalize on Mike Trout's prime years and Shohei Ohtani's, prime years there too. So, and it's unfortunate because they brought in Dexter Fowler. That was a solid move, but he tore his ACL, so he's out. So they do need another bat. So don't be surprised if they bring in a bat too. But that's another team. But back to the Texas Rangers and the Brewers, they seem to be a logical fit here. So the Brewers, again, sending Hedbert Perez, their number 3 prospect and outfielder, Aaron Ashby, their number 6, a left-handed pitcher, and Freddie Peralta, who's a controllable young starter, to Texas for Charlie Culbertson, starting third base. Okay, Cole Winn, a number 3 prospect, a right-handed pitcher, and Sherton Apostle, who's an infield prospect, at number 10. So, let me know what you think of that trade. I mean, the Texas Rangers might have to add another pitching prospect to get that controllable starter back, which is totally fine. Totally fine. So controllable starters tend to raise the prospect and the package in return. So they tend to do that, and why not? Controllable starters are not a dime a dozen right now. So, and the ability to stay healthy and young controllable starter has been an issue for a lot of teams. But this is an opportunity, I think, for both teams to address things, and neither one of them, are the Texas Rangers. I mean, with a new stadium, it doesn't seem like they're that motivated to spend, and it doesn't seem like the Milwaukee Brewers are that motivated to spend at this point either. So this becomes more of a value trade for both teams. So let me know what you think of this trade, and leave your feedback in the comments down below. If you like it, hit the thumbs up. If you agree, disagree, it doesn't matter. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. I'm going to keep doing trade proposals. I'll keep doing the Yankees post-game recaps, and with a lot of other good content. And I'm working on a whole bunch of good stuff, so you're not going to want to miss it. So hit that bell icon too, so you don't miss it. So thanks for watching. Talk to you tomorrow.